Artist-controlled radio.
Hi, this is Blake, and you are listening to Artist Control Radio.
Yeah, and we are taking over this radio
Literally.
station. We've taken up arms.
We've commandeered it.
We are here. It's us. You can't get away, so you've got to listen to us for a little bit.
Well, so those of you listening who have no idea who we are, we should probably introduce ourselves. So I'm Humphrey.
I'm Ollie.
And I'm Stephen.
And we are collectively Blake.
We are.
And we're gonna talk you through probably 10 of our favourite tracks as a group, with some individual choices as well, talking about what influences us as a group, and maybe some anecdotes and stories of what we've been up to for the last 10 years. Next year we are approaching our 10th anniversary, which is we think is a bit of an achievement.
It's a milestone. Yeah,
it's a long time ago. It's longer than most marriages.
I think
so
it might
pretty happy.
It might be the first time in all that we've taken over a radio station, though.
Well, we've tried, but no one's ever let us.
They always locked the doors and
Yeah.
kept us outside in the car park. But this time we broke in through a toilet window, so we're inside and everything's fine. But we're going to open up with just something that kind of picks up the pace, gets you in the mood maybe for some dancing, or just gets your day going. So we're going to start with one of our pieces. It was originally performed by a guy called Charles Aznavour, and after that it was performed by Elvis Costello in conjunction with the film Notting Hill, and then finally we got our hands on it and decided to do a harmony version. So we hope you like this. From the film Notting Hill, this is She.
Be the face I can't forget, a trace of pleasure or regret, maybe my treasure or the price I have to pay.
She may be the song that summer sings, maybe the chill that autumn brings, maybe 100 different things within the measure of a day. She may be the beauty or the beast, maybe the famine or the feast, may turn each day into a heaven or a hell. She may be the mirror of my dreams, a smile reflected in a stream. She may not be what she may seem inside her shell. She who always seems so happy in a crowd, whose eyes can be so bright and so proud, no one's allowed to see them when they cry. She may be the love that shadows to last, may come to me from shadows and past, but I remember till the day I die. She may be the reason I survive, the why and wherefore I'm alive, the one I care for through the rough and ready years. Me, I'll take laughter and the tears, I'll make all my souvenirs. When she goes, I've got to be the reason for my love is she.
So that was She by Charles Aznavour and our own version. This is, of course, Blake speaking on Artist Control Radio. And that was one for the ladies. We do like to dedicate that to the ladies. We have a few ladies and some gents who listen to us.
Occasionally gents, but lots of ladies.
A lot of husbands.
They refer to themselves very affectionately as the Blakettes.
Yes.
And I think men are allowed to call themselves Blakers.
Yeah.
Blakers.
So
we'd be lost without them.
We would be very lost.
But the reason we thought we'd open with that song is because it's a beautiful track. but it really lends itself to harmony. And as a vocal group, we often get asked, how do you choose the kind of repertoire that we sing? And we listen to a whole range of music, and sometimes you'll take a solo song and it just doesn't work when you add voices to it. It needs to stay as a solo artist track. But other songs like She and other tracks you're going to hear today really lend themselves to our vocal harmonies and our interpretation. But talking of that,
Absolutely, yeah. Well, we were going to reference an amazing harmony group now, a group that we owe an awful lot to, from the other side of the pond, back in the early 60s, and still to this present day, the Beach Boys have been the most incredible advocates of vocal harmony, and that close harmony sound is very evident in all their music, and this is one of my absolute favourites. It's a real upbeat number. This is Breakaway.
So that was Breakaway by the Beach Boys, and as Ol said before that track, we chose that to show off, in our minds, the greatest harmony group of all time. But as a group, of course, we all have our own individual favourites and styles and genres. And I don't know about you guys, but for me, Dire Straits have to be one of the greats.
It's the lyrics. The lyrics are fantastic. Really, really good.
Ol?
Well, absolutely. I mean, we're all massive fans of different styles and different genres. I know you've been going to play this one for quite a while. So.
I have, but I grew up dancing to it in the sitting room, so it's got to go.
Humphrey can actually dance quite badly.
Well, thankfully, I'm dancing on radio.
He's got a dancer's bottom. That's all I can say.
Just imagine Anton de Beck twirling around to this one, and you get the idea. It's very similar.
Let's move on swiftly. Yeah. This is Dire Straits, Money for Nothing.
that's the way you do it. You play the guitar on the MTV. That ain't working, that's the way you do it. Money for nothing and your chicks for free. Now that ain't working, that's the way you do it. Let me tell you, damn guys ain't dumb. Maybe get a blister on your little finger. Maybe get a blister on your thumb. We got to install microwave ovens, custom kitchen deliveries. We got to move these refrigerators. We got to move these color TVs. To the little faggot with the earring and the makeup. Yeah, buddy, that's his own hair. The little faggot got his own jet airplane. The little faggot, he's a millionaire. We got to install microwave oven, custom kitchen deliveries. We got to move these refrigerators. We got to move these color TVs. Move on, move on. Mama, she got it sticking in the cameraman. Oh, we could have some. And he's up there. What's that? Hawaiian noises. He's banging on the bongos like a chimpanzee. Oh, that ain't working. That's the way you do it. Get your money for nothing. Get your chicks for free. We got to install microwave oven, custom kitchen deliveries. We got to move these refrigerators. We got to move these color TVs. Listen here, now, that ain't working. That's the way you do it. You play the guitar on the MTV. That ain't working. That's the way you do it. Money for nothing and your chicks for free. Money for nothing, chicks for free. Money for nothing, chicks for free. Ooh, and money for nothing, chicks for free. Money for nothing, chicks for free. All that money for nothing, chicks for free. 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 Look at that, look at that. Money for nothing, chicks for free. 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 Easy, easy money. Easy, easy chicks for free. Easy, easy money for nothing, chicks for free. That ain't working.
That was Dire Straits with Money for Nothing. We're going to really swing the bat the other way now and talk about our influences, obviously, as a band, and that was a bit of the rock and pop side there. But obviously, we started out as a classical group, and that owes itself a lot to a unique individual from the world of opera. Very sadly, no longer with us, but he was a larger-than-life character, literally, in many ways, and he really crossed the border and the boundary between opera and classical music and actually giving it to the wider world as well, which is why this recording is absolutely synonymous with football matches the world over. This is Pavarotti with Nessun Dorma.
So that was Nessun Dorma performed by the great Pavarotti. I think we've got to dedicate that to Leicester City.
We do.
I mean, we're not going to lie on radio and say that we're massive football fans.
No.
But even Blake are aware of Leicester City's win.
Blake are quite upset generally that they didn't put on a 5,000 to 1 bet on many things.
Imagine.
But particularly that. Especially as Martin Riley, our pianist, did actually say at the beginning of the season that he was going to have a punt on them. He says that, but he didn't do it. Otherwise he wouldn't be working for us anymore.
No, he'd just be on an island in Barbados.
That is lucky. But yeah, the great Pav. I think Pav's an amazing man because he was, let's just say, in the latter stages of his life, not the most physically beautiful man.
Oh no, I think he was a very beautiful man.
But he
His
still
beard
did
was
seriously well with the ladies.
Yeah, he was generous, you see. Generous proportions.
That is true.
That's what it's amazing. The stories about Pavarotti. He only ever had. He couldn't read music. It's an amazing fact. He couldn't read music. I believe he learnt 14 scores over the course of his career, and that's what he sang. And towards the end, in the sort of, well, not the end, but the sort of later stages of his operatic career, on stage, he couldn't really move move about so much, so they would just sort of move the set around him so that he could sort of stay in one position on the stage and just sing with that incredible voice.
And also, when he was doing solo work and concert work, he would sit with a napkin over his head so he couldn't be seen, and then eat underneath the napkin in supposed secrecy, but with 2,000 people watching him. I like that. I like that.
I'm going to bring a napkin to our shows more often.
Is it the same napkin that he used to sort of mop his brow?
I don't want to know.
It's fascinating. Well, we're going to go from the sublime classical to the ridiculous side of what we do, in actual fact, because we go right the way from classical all the way to pop. And undoubtedly one of our poppiest pieces, rockiest pieces, we owe really to a fantastic band called Snow Patrol. And this song of theirs was actually first used in the media on Grey's Anatomy in America, where it was played at the end of a big final episode, and it released that song across America, and then it went absolutely crazy worldwide. It was number one in about 40 different countries. Of course, talking about the song Chasing Cars. Now, it's one that we cover ourselves, but I'm actually going to suggest that we listen to the original at this point, because it is a fantastic song, very euphoric, really brings you up. So here it is from Chasing Cars, Snow Patrol. Other way around, strike that, reverse it. From Snow Patrol, Chasing Cars.
We'll do it all, everything on our own. We don't need anything or anyone. If I lay here, if I just lay here, would you lie with me and just forget the world? I don't quite know how to say how I feel. Those 3 words are said too much. They're not enough. If I lay here, if I just lay here, would you lie with me and just forget the world? Forget what we're told before we get too old. Show me a garden that's bursting into life. Let's waste time chasing cars around our heads. I need your grace to remind me to find my own. If I lay here, if I just lay here, would you lie with me and just forget the world? Forget what we're told before we get too old. Show me a garden that's bursting into life. just lay here? Would you lie with me and just forget the world?
So that was Chasing Cars, the original by Snow Patrol. And as Stephen said, we chose the original there because it is such a fantastic track. But we're now going to move back to the more orchestral and the film music. And a massive influence for us is Ennio Morricone, who is one of the greatest film composers of all time. Still alive, still touring the world. In fact, we were lucky enough to meet him only last year at his London concert. And what we do as a group is often take film music and then adapt it and put words to it and turn it into a song. And this next orchestral piece, you're going to hear the original piece of music from the film The Mission. And when this has lyrics to it, it's called Nella Fantasia. And this, for me, for Humphrey, is a especially wonderful piece because we actually had this played at my wedding, which was 2 years ago, coming up to 2 years ago in July. So it's a very beautiful piece and one of the favourites when we sing it live. But this is the original, and this is Gabriel's Oboe.
Nella fantasia io vedo un mondo giusto, lì tutti vivono in pace e onestà. Io sogno d'anime che sono sempre libere, come le nuvole che volano in l'umanità. In fondo nella fantasia io vedo un mondo chiaro, neanche la notte a meno sfiora. Io sogno d'anime che sono sempre libere, come le nuvole che volano. Nella fantasia esiste un vento caldo che soffia sulle città come amico. Io sogno d'anime che sono sempre libere, come le nuvole che volano
mentioned already, one of the great harmony groups of all time. That's the Beach Boys, not us. Anyway, so we're now gonna move on to an element which we're singing a lot at the moment because we are touring with our stage and screen show, and we couldn't ignore when looking at the great musicals and stage music of the world. One of the most popular and most successful and longest running musicals of all time, and I'm talking about Les Mis or Les Miserables. If you haven't seen it in the West End, it is a truly brilliant experience. The film, personally, I don't really rate, but the musical
Wow,
is
say it
fantastic.
like it is, Sam.
Well, I'm not going to lie. The musical is wonderful, and this is one of the most popular songs from that musical, which we've been doing for a long time now. We link it to all the charity work we do, one of the most emotionally charged songs we sing in the show, and this is Bring Him Home from Les Mis.
God on high, hear my prayer. In my need, you have always been there. He is young, he is a friend. Let him rest, heaven blessed. Bring him home, bring him home, bring him home. He's like the son I might have known if God had granted me a son. The summers die one by one, how soon they fly on and on, and I am old and will be gone. Bring him peace, bring him joy. He is young, he is only a boy. You can take, you can give. Let him be, let him live. He
And that was Bring Him Home from Les Miserables, which actually features in our brand new tour show, which we're doing at the moment, which is going all around the country. But one of the venues we're looking forward to most, obviously, is Palace Theatre at Newark, and that will be on the 12th of June. And I know that Bring Him Home is always one of the tear-jerking moments for the audiences.
But it blends in, as you know. I love in the show the number of musical theatre we do, and Maria, Phantom of the Opera. But Bring Him Home just seems to top them.
Yeah,
that's what they like, isn't it?
Great. Well, we always say we aim to upset, and that one tends to make people cry, which is great. But I mean, not the crying so much as the emotion that it involves.
You've got to be careful when you're on stage. You look at lots of people crying,
yeah,
and you just
I know,
feel
and
the lump coming up in your throat.
Well, do you remember Dame Shirley Bassey talking about that, and about how when she was performing, she used to, she started to cry, and I dropped that one in. And I know her actually. We all do, just in case you're listening. And she, as she says, it's the arch enemy of any singer, as we all experience that when we're on stage.
Getting too emotional.
But I'm excited.
Yes.
Would you like to know why?
Because we're going to talk about another British icon.
Well, you're going to do an impression.
I am not going to do an impression.
You're going to do it.
I can't do it anymore because unfortunately he's not around. And I just
you
feel
can
it's kind
still
of
do it.
On. It'll be like he's still in the room.
If you'd like to hear us do it, please call in on. No, don't. I don't know the number.
So we are going to do a special song now. One because it's somebody we all loved, and the nation loved, and very sadly we've recently lost. I'm talking, of course, of David Bowie, not Bowie as some people call him, David Bowie, and he.
Stephen, do it. Come on.
No, I'm not going to do it.
Please.
I refuse to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. One of his best songs. Of course, we could have gone Life on Mars, but we decided not to go on that one. We could have done Let's Dance, but we're not going to do that one.
Yes.
We could have done Dance Magic from his fantastic film appearance in Labyrinth.
We could have done Under Pressure and got Queen in at the same time. But
we decided to do none of those whatsoever and go with this absolute classic, which we love. It is Changes.
And my time was running wild, a million dead-end streets, and every time I thought I got it made, it seemed the taste was not so sweet. So I turned myself to face me, but I've never caught a glimpse how the others must see the faker. I'm much too fast to take that test. Changes. Turn and face the strain. Changes. Don't wanna be a richer man. Changes. Turn and face the strain. Changes. It's gonna have to be a different man. Time may change me, but I can't trace time. Sides, but never leave the stream of warm permanent sand. So the days float through my eyes, but still the days seem the same. And these children that you spit on as they try to change their worlds are immune to your consultations. They're quite aware of what they're going through. Changes. Turn and face the strain. Changes. Don't tell them to blow up out of it. Changes. Turn and face the strain. Changes. Where's the shame you've left us up to our next event? Time may change me, but you can't trace time. Strange fascination fascinating me. Our changes are taking the
So that was Changes by David Bowie, and we're going to finish on a fantastic song. This is a song we sang in collaboration with a wonderful artist called Camilla Kerslake, and it really sums up the charity work that we do. This was recorded for the Beat Breast Cancer campaign. It's a very powerful and emotive song, and this is for everyone who has, I'm sure there are many of you sadly who have been touched by cancer. We certainly all have here on this sofa through friends, family and other links. So this is in memory of all those that we love who have suffered, and thank you for joining us today. Come and see us in Newark, and there'll be laughter and a few tears, as there will be after this track, I'm sure. This is You Raise Me Up.
When I am down and oh, my soul so weary, when troubles come and my heart burdened be, then I am still and wait here in the silence till you come and sit a while with me. There is no life without its hunger. Each restless heart beats so imperfectly, but when you come and I am filled with wonder, sometimes I think I've glimpsed eternity. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be.
Artist Controlled Radio.